Well, welcome to the Smart presentation. We're not going to do a traditional demo where we show you around the software. We're going to highlight the things that we're proud of and who we are as a company. And then we're having to schedule one-on-one demos, dive into the use case of Smart for your business and the different challenges that you guys have. So who are we? What are we? We're 7 years old, 7.5 years old. We were started by our CEO, Bill Albert, who was given a dry cleaner and thought that the problem with dry cleaning was marketing. So he changed to all green, wooden hangers, converted bags, and he grew the business really quickly in San Francisco because it was like the height of the green revolution there, and being green was in. So he grew very quickly. But he was getting clothes back to people in like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and losing things everywhere. So he tried a bunch of different softwares out there and hated them all. So he built his own. And then 2 years later, another cleaner saw it and said, "Who made that? And where can I buy it?" And light bulb idea. Let's make a product for the rest of the space. And ever since we started, we've been founded on his principles of being innovative. So using the newest technology out there. We're truly cloud-based. You can access your instance, your system from anywhere in the world as long as you have internet. He's not great with technology, so he really pushes us to make it something that anybody can use, whether they're an 85-year-old grandmother or the high school kid that picks it up instantly. The other core principle that the system adheres to is that any recurring task is going to be automated, and we're going to automate as many things as possible because you should be focusing on the outliers or the stuff that's non-standard while the system takes care of everything else. And lastly, we're dedicated to this industry. We're dedicated to our customers. So when you call us, we pick up. And if you're not happy, we're going to do whatever it is to make it right. And most of the time, our customers are elated.
There's always something we can do.
Yes, absolutely.
To make them happier.
Yeah. So in the last 7.5 years, we've lost 8 customers. One of them came back, and we've gained hundreds. So we went from the first install I ever did, which was our 3rd customer. It took us 2 months to do a couple stores, and now we do a few hundred stores a month. So we've come a long way. It's not been easy, but the fact that we're dedicated to our customers kind of shows there. So why are we different than everyone else out there? Because really, we're just creating the same tool at its core as any other software provider in the space. So it's inventory management, it's payments, logistics, so delivery, tracking your orders, racking them, managing your customer relationships, so text messages, emails, claims, notes, things like that, and reporting. Every software out there is going to do those same things. So the reason that we're different is we do it differently. And the way that we display that information or handle the tasks that the software needs to handle, it's done in a way that most people, once they start using it on their first, second day, they're just blown away by how different it is. It's software that works like you'd expect software to work. So there's 2 different pieces to that, right? The little things, that's going to be what makes the people that use it every day, your employees, really happy and love the software. And then the second thing is going to be the big things like money and whatnot. So 3 little things that Dave's people, he's not there now, but he spoke earlier today. The 3 things that his people loved when I came to visit them, very simple. So the fact that you can copy and paste in the system, the fact that you could instantly download a report or print it out straight to your printer without 17 clicks, and then showing the images of the patterns is something that they really loved here. So this is detailing. When you detail and you select a pattern, it shows you these different images. They had tried to require that every item had a pattern on it, but because they couldn't teach all their employees what herringbone was, they never were able to get there. So they're not groundbreaking, but these little things are sprinkled all throughout the system, and it kind of illustrates our philosophy on how we design software. And then the big things, so increased cash flow, customer communications and automation. So this picture here is a $12 million a year operator in the DC area. That's all of their declines as of 10 minutes ago. So They have an amazing cash flow. Their owner used to sit by the pool charging credit cards, and we took that away from him, so he had to go get another hobby. I don't know what he did, but their VPs were very happy about that. Customer communications. So we're constantly reaching out to your customers, texting them when their order is ready, but only when all of their orders for a certain due date are ready, not every single time an order finishes. Pickup and delivery reminders, delivery completions, declined cards. So that's why their declines are so low, is that as soon as the card declines, they get an email, a link, that they can automatically add their credit card. Every communication that we send has a link embedded in it that logs the customer straight to their account. So they don't have to download an app, remember a password, anything like that. And automation kind of drives all of these advantages that you get from our software. So the next four things I want to talk about are what we're proud of about our product. And the first one is simplicity. So I was in somewhere in Alabama, and I trained a bunch of drivers, walked into the store, and the two 45-year-old women working the counter go, I said, hey, are you ready to learn? And they go, oh, we already figured it out. I said, what? No way. So show me. They showed me that they detailed 10 orders, they started texting customers, they had done 2 pickups, taken payment. And so that simplicity that we strive for in our software makes it very easy for new employees to learn, and for existing employees that you're keeping to learn. So a lot of turnover these days, hard to find people. Teaching them a complicated product, that there's a lot of investment there. And so if they quit or you have to fire them, you wasted a lot of time. One of our operators in New Jersey, they have 30 route drivers. It used to take them 2 weeks to riding along with the driver to learn how to be able to go on their own. It takes 2 days now with our product. And their detailers went from 1 week rather to 1 day in terms of training. So everything is customer centric, meaning that anywhere in the system you see a customer's name, you can click it and you get the same view of that customer's account. And by doing that, it makes it really easy to learn. We're automatically taking pictures. It's easy to get around. And one of the big things in regards to training is that in other products, you can see every option available and you punch it in code, and that code then either grants you access or doesn't grant you access. In Smart, if I'm a counter clerk, I'm only able to see the functions that I have access to. And so that just cleans up the page, reduces visual noise, and again, it's easier to learn. Very simple. So the next thing that we're really proud of is delivery. So we were the first to create a delivery app. Again, it's simple. We do opt-in and opt-out text. There was a 40% reduction in bad stops that we saw, turning this on for any cleaner that's not sending opt-out text. With opt-in text, if you're not sending those, turn it on, you're automatically going to see a 25% increase in your stops. And they're stops that actually have a bag rather than stops where you may or may not have a bag, and you obviously hope there is, but you never know. The app is also completely integrated into the POS, and so is the customer portal. So the customer can go on there, on the portal, schedule a pickup, that then flows into the POS and right to the driver's phone instantly. And means that a customer can request a pickup at 9 a.m. while the driver's already left, and it automatically pops up on their phone, rather than the store getting a notification that they have to then click and see, add to the manifest, and then call the driver and let them know. You can take pictures of where you left an item, door codes, garages, and that just makes it really easy for someone to sub in. So an owner in Michigan called me and he said, Josh, I just used the app for the first time. It had the software for a year. My daughter went to college, and so now I'm running the route. I didn't get any training, and I knew every garage code, all the directions, everything. So very, very easy to use. And that means that you're not imprisoned by a driver that's really good at their job, but maybe is mean to other employees, or is kind of, you would be crippled if you let them go. The next thing that I'm really proud about especially is our statements and billing. So we've got true auto pay, meaning that when you have a customer with a credit card on file, once all their orders are ready, we're automatically going to charge them. Just like that text message, we're not going to charge them 17 times for 17 orders. Once they're already hit their card automatically, that means that the day before the route runs, their cards are charged. If If the card declines, driver knows about it in the app, and we also emailed them saying, hey, your card's declined, you know, update it beforehand. Every setting in our statements configuration is based on a real world example of a hotel needing a statement with a bounce forward, but it had to say invoice, or a hospital that needed a separate page on the PDF for every single individual order. And you can customize this globally at a group level or customer by customer, depending on their preference or requirements. Oh, and the statements they generate automatically when they should. So at midnight on the 1st, all the statements generate. Anything that's emailed gets emailed, and then anything that's printed, you just come in, print, and you're done. So we've reduced, like, in large cases, there's a lot of statements to have to be run and then printed and then emailed. Sometimes 3 days of work has been reduced from an operator doing a lot of statements. And the last thing we're proud about is our communications. So, do you know what Slack is? Slack is a business chat application that's used by thousands of companies. And then Zendesk is a support ticket management system that we actually use for our support tickets that people send us. And what we created is kind of a combination of the two, where you can have different channels for the different stores and routes. And then every time a customer sends a message in, you get a notification there. So it's the green and white thing here is. And when someone who sees that, they can, if it's just a yes, like in this example, the customer probably just replying to the message or whatever, you just mark it as solved, and now you know that that customer has been taken care of, rather than getting a text and either solving their issue or not solving their issue, and then having no way to track whether or not that communication was handled. And so by combining those two, we've made it really easy to make sure that every single customer message to you gets answered and gets resolved. On every customer's account, you've got a full contact log of every single thing that they've ever said. So if I click on this cell phone icon, you get every communication sent to them and to us, and who sent it, what time. And so things like releases for leathers or households, you can, instead of having them sign a piece of paper and then storing that, you can send them a text, they reply yes, and now you've got a digital copy forever. Templates, so if your driver's on the road, they go by a house, there's no bag, you want them to let the customer know. Well, you don't really want your driver typing out a message every time, so build a template with proper grammar, punctuation, click 2 buttons, and driver sends a template. You can make as many templates as you want, and there's dynamic values, so customer first name, customer last name, business name, and then again, that account link in every single communication can be added to your templates so that every single message you send to the customer, they click that link, it goes right into their account. No need to sign in or anything like that. And that link, because it's automatic, it means that they're actually using the app rather than knowing that there's an app, maybe downloading it and not using it. That's kind of just an overview. Any questions from anybody?